Hi everyone, this is a video going through long multiplication. Now long multiplication is a written method when you're multiplying by a two-digit number. So this is really suitable for year 5s and year 6s. So here we've got the example of 23 times 15. Now what I'm going to use different colours to show you the different steps. So first off I'm going to start by timesing by the units here. So this is the units column. So I'm going to do 5 times 3, then 5 times 2. 5 times 3 is 15, it's got 5, carry over the 1 there, 15. 5 times 2 is 10, that the 1 is 11. So I'm keeping the numbers in the columns there, that's really important. So I've times by the units, the bottom number. Now in green I'm going to times by the tens. Now because that's the tens column, I'm going to put a 0 here, because I'm timesing not by 1 but by 10. But now because I put that 0 there I can treat this like 1. So it's 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2. It's really important when I'm timesing one of the top numbers I always start at the units and work that way across. Okay. So I've got to that point of times by the tens, times by the units. And what I do with these two numbers is I add them together. 5 add 0 is 5. I'm just using my column addition here. 1 add 3 is 4. 1 add 2 is 3. So 23 times 15 is 345. Let's have a look at a slightly trickier example with a slightly bigger number. 127 times 34. Now I'll just use the same strategy. It's going to start by multiplying by the units. So I've got 4 there. Again, I'm going to start by timesing here, work my way along. 4 times 7 is 28, so put the 8 there. I'm going to carry the 2 across at the top. 4 times 2 is 8, add 2 is 10. So I'm going to put the 0 for the 10 there and carry the 1 across the next column. So 4 times 1 is 4, add the 1 is 5. Now I'm going to start timesing by the tens, which is a 3 this time. Now remember, before I do any of this I need to put a 0 here, because that's actually timesing by not a 3 but a 30. Because I put that 0 there, now I can act like that's a 3. This is probably the stage that most people forget putting that 0 in there. Right, so 3 times 7 is 21, so the 1 goes there. I'm going to carry the 2 across, up here. 3 times 2 is 6, add 2 is 8, so I'm going in the next column along there. Then 3 times 1 is 3. And just like before, I'm going to add those two numbers together using column addition. 8 add 0 is 8. 0 add 1 is 1. 5 add 8 is 13, so I'm going to have to do some carrying over here. Put the 1 there. Then 3 add the 1 is 4. So 127 times 34 is 4,318. So in year 5 and 6 you want to be able to go up to 4-digit numbers on the top with 2-digit numbers on the bottom. And that's as hard as it gets in Key Stage 2. The next challenge would be trying it without any of the colour coding. Now the tricky thing with that is here you can see the different carrying over here. I've done it in different colours, so it's really easy for me to see which one it is. So my top tip is to cross out any that you've already used so you don't get confused. So why not have a go at home? Then you can always check your answers with the calculator.